The good thing about the Junior Science Wizards program is that the only objective is not just to get principles across and to educate the students on some of the science principles and backgrounds, but it's also to spark their interest. And I can tell you that their interests have definitely been sparked.
These stories and more this week on Classroom Close-Up New Jersey.
The closer you look, the more you can see. Classroom Close-Up New Jersey. Classroom Close-Up. Classroom Close-Up.
Hello, and welcome to Classroom Close-Up New Jersey. I'm your host, Joyce Powell. Education is about opportunity and opening doors to the future. It's the job of every educator to provide students the tools they'll need to make the most of their potential. How the power of junior wizards can reveal the mysteries of science.
Science isn't magic, or is it? School's out at Coopers Point School, but these sixth graders are happy to stay behind. They're Junior Science Wizards, part of an after-school program whose magic is learning.
The good thing about the Junior Science Wizards program is that the only objective is not just to get principles across and to educate the students on some of the science principles and backgrounds, but it's also to spark their interest. And I can tell you that their interests have definitely been sparked.
I feel that Junior Science Wizards is a great way to introduce traditional science in a non-traditional way. We need to keep the attention of the children, especially in an after-school program, because they've gone through the whole day with their typical normal classes, so we wanted to give them something a little different after school.
The after-school program at Coopers Point is funded by a grant from Communities in Schools. Junior Science Wizards is a product of Effective Education Incorporated.
You can't learn how to play a violin, you can't learn how to drive a car or do anything like that unless you actually do it. You can't do it through reading books and tapes. You can't really learn science unless you do it. And science does look like magic, and it can be the most interesting subject in school.
Each science lesson comes in a kit with materials specific to the lesson. Wizard-inspired lab coats help students assume the role of scientist. They've learned a number of scientific principles since September, and they're learning them faster.
One of the things that I can say has changed from September to now is that the students want to partake more. They want to do more of the teaching. When we first did it, it was like, okay, let's sit back, and it was very ooh-ah. Now it's gotten more of, well, let me show you.
Showing others what you've learned is a good way to demonstrate how well you've learned. The day we visited, the Junior Science Wizards presented their science know-how to second graders.
Please give a warm welcome to Mr. and Mrs. Conductivity.
The Wizards take metal, plastic, and wood and let the younger students guess what will conduct the energy needed to turn on the light. There are never wrong answers, only good observations, just like real-life scientific experiments.
Good try. I like two favorite subjects of mine, science and social studies, because they're like interesting to me. And science, that's my favorite subject. I get good grades in them.
And after school, since we do different things, like different subjects and stuff, I'll learn more as we keep on. Like, if we're not learning something in class, then they can explain it better than me and after school.
The second graders had their own interesting approaches to science. They suggested yelling "sink" would push the Cartesian divers to the bottom of the bottle. When that didn't work, they had unscientific explanations.
They don't listen, they don't got ears. So
what was fun about it was that when you would do it, it wouldn't always come out right, and sometimes it would look really funny, and you just wouldn't understand it.
The amazing thing about science is that it seems like you're always relearning and learning new things. There are very many learning styles. You have technical learners, you have visual learners, you have audio learners. One of the things with children is you have a lot of children who say, I'll believe it when I see it. And when you're teaching science, they believe it when they see it, and they comprehend it more when they can see it.
I still get straight A's now, but when I used to have just regular science, I would have to ask my teacher to help me with it because I couldn't like understand the words that he was using. Now I can tell the different terms and stuff.
In keeping with the theory that science is best learned hands-on, the Science Wizards invited the second graders to try the experiments themselves. And it doesn't take an Einstein to figure out there are future science wizards here.